Welcome to the city of Modesto. I stand here at the corner of F and 8th Street. In this corner, from this all the way down to 7th Street and all the way down to G Street, this little block here is the former site of Modesto's Chinatown. If you're familiar with the city of Modesto and you're wondering, Modesto had a Chinatown? You're like, well, where is it? Why is it not here? Well, one of the major reasons for this Chinatown not existing in the city of Modesto is something called the San Joaquin Regulators. And they played a massive part in shaping the future of the city of Modesto. See, this is where the city of Modesto, the history gets a little bit more nuanced than a lot of historians would have you believe. Now, if you go back to the founding of the city, which is roughly 1870, it was essentially a mining village. It was essentially a frontier town. And while, yes, they did have a lot of reputable residents and a lot of, good established businessmen, they also had a lot of degeneracy. They had a lot of saloons. They had a lot of houses of inequity. They had opium dens, and there was just a lot of nonsense running around, especially in the downtown area. And here, where I stand, was Chinatown, which, in addition to having many legitimate Chinese businesses like the laundries, also had several illegitimate businesses like the aforementioned opium dens. They had two major operations in Modesto. Once in 1879 and the other in 1884. Both of those operations, or raids in reality, resulted in them coming down here to Chinatown and quite literally throwing ropes around the buildings and knocking them to the ground and burning the opium dens and burning the supplies and really just destroying this place. Modesto did incorporate in 1884, but the issue is that not only the violence and action of the regulators, but also later city ordinances that would be passed would effectively push out the Chinese from this little block and reduce it down to an alleyway and eventually nothing. Eventually, the last Chinatown building would be destroyed somewhere in the 1970s, and Chinatown as a whole would become a footnote in Modesto's history, which is the unfortunate reality for a lot of Chinese Americans in many Central Valley towns who eventually got pushed out and these parts of these cities just destroyed.